There are only four kinds of people in the world: those who have been caregivers, those who are currently caregivers, those who will be caregivers, and those who will need a caregiver. Rosalind Carter. We celebrate caregivers. We listen to and learn from caregivers. We champion the caregivers and offer wisdom and guidance in our new podcast, Care to Listen. We hope you will. In this episode, Communication and the Power of Story, read by caregiver Paula Davis.
Hello, my name is Paula Davis. I live in Pittsburgh. I'm a family caregiver. My son is 26 years old and is on the autism spectrum. Let's talk about communication. It takes two. In communication, there must be at least one person who communicates and at least one person who listens. Both are essentials to having good communication. Whenever my mother held a baby and the infant would begin to babble and coo, she would exclaim, "Are you going to tell me a story? Tell me what you know." I don't know how profound or how deeply insightful the coups might happen to have been, yet I do not doubt they were important and were definitely necessary. We're born with the need to communicate, to connect, to be noticed, and to be heard. Both the teller and the listener benefit. As caregivers, we create the safe space and the trust point for the loved one in our care to speak their truth and tell of their experiences. All of it, the gain, the pain, and the strain. We must be open to listen to and respond to each excited tale of wonder and every sob of woe. We listen to all that is shared because the all of it is the whole reality of our loved one. There is great revelation in the saying from Sister Mary Lou Kalnacki: there isn't anyone you couldn't love once you listen to their story. A person's honest story removes our predetermined fear-influenced stereotypes and labels, and instead offers the gift of someone's journey and experience. At a storytelling training, the introduction and icebreaker prompt question was to share a time when a holiday did not go as planned. One participant introduced herself and shared that until the age of 21, she thought Christmas was celebrated on December 26th. Of course, that did what all good stories do. It captured our attention. When asked that wonderful request for storytellers everywhere, "Tell me more," she shared that her family was poor and her parents would wait until the day after the holiday to purchase gifts reduced in price, food deeply discounted, and a tree for free. We each learned more about her in the story she shared. Each of us has thousands of stories gleaned from all that we have experienced. We look for someone to ask, and just as important, to listen. Attentive listening to another is perhaps the best way to show respect and express care for another person. I am here. I am listening. I want to listen to you and learn from your story. Another amazing characteristic of stories is they resonate in us a similar experience, and they make others want to share their stories. That is magic. Stories connect us. Stories build and grow community. Stories are the energy that brings needed change. Now, every good story deserves a good listener. Imagine all the bold and bright stories our loved ones hold while they await the presence of another to share their tale. When that moment is provided, direct your awareness and set your focus upon the person. Television off, radio off, computer off, cell phone off or put away. The only thing to be on is your attention to the person before you. Make the conversation you share a priority. Hold the time sacred and let nothing distract you from listening to and sharing in the conversation. In our new communication world of texts and tweets, emails, and emojis, the cost of speed is too high a price to pay for decreased human connection. No matter how creative the emoji or how grand the graphic, nothing replaces seeing the other. When in conversation, it is more than the words shared. It's the body language we notice and to which we also respond. Often it is the language outside of the words that conveys more of what is going on with our loved ones. We feel it with them, and that leads us to another level of conversation and a deeper bond. Now, I agree with the opinion that the biggest communication problem we have is we do not listen to understand, we listen to respond. Communication that works and produces is a question of ego. Are we humble enough to focus our attention on our loved one and make our intention be the needs, experiences, and stories of those in our care? The cause and effect are this: listening is essential to communication, and communication is essential to relationships. To add one more, listening and communication are foundational to our caregiving relationships and responsibilities.
Thank you for joining Care to Listen. Care to Listen was written by Sally Jo Snyder. Each episode is narrated by a unique caregiver. Developed resources reported in this podcast are supported by the National Library of Medicine, National Institutes of Health, under Cooperative Agreement Number UG4-LM0-12342 with the University of Pittsburgh Health Sciences Library System. The content is solely the responsibility of the authors and does not necessarily represent the official views of the National Institute of Health.